What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be talking about some futures trading, especially for beginners, maybe if you're not too familiar with futures. So I do trade futures for a couple of different prop firms. They are listed down in the description box below if you guys would like more information on that. But predominantly what I trade is the MNQ, which is the micro contracts of the NQ, which is the NASDAQ 100. So predominantly those are the tickers that I'm going to be trading between the NQ and the MNQ. You also do have SPY futures, which is ES or / MES, right? So again, MES is going to be the micros, ES is going to be the actual E-minis, which is going to move a lot more. I would definitely always recommend for, we got alerts going off for the draft today. So NFL draft, if any of you guys are NFL fans, drop your team down below. But anyways, what we do have going on with futures is that you can make a lot of money very, very quickly, even if you don't have a lot of money. There's a ton of good prop firms out there where you can kind of go through a two-step or a one-step evaluation, get funded, kind of control your risk, and then get payouts on those earnings. That's not what this video is about. This video is to talk about what exactly happened today in the markets with the absolute squeeze of almost 2023, right? So currently the NASDAQ futures were up almost 3% on the day, 373 points. We did close at 13,260. Currently in the after hours, we are pretty much flat. Now we did have Amazon report. Amazon also exploded along with, we've seen with Microsoft, we've seen it with Google, we've seen it with Meta. So tech stocks are really leading the charge here with the NASDAQ futures. So if you're looking to kind of get started in trading futures, you're going to need to understand a strategy. You're going to understand, you need to understand, good risk management, right? Especially if you are trading futures for the first time, you can really take big losses very quickly if you have no idea what you're doing. Futures can tend to move around very quickly. Reason why I like trading the NASDAQ is because you can make a lot of money very quickly, but if you're not careful, you can also give those profits back. So here's an easy strategy that I like to use. I'm going to show you how this strategy played out almost perfectly. So if we look at, I'm going to bring out my drawing tool. If we look at where today opened up, okay, if we look at where today opened up, and then we look at the bell of the stock market open at 6 o'clock in the morning. So here is 6 o'clock in the morning here. I'm going to go ahead and draw a price line across so we can see this a little bit more clearly. That price was 13,063. What we would be looking for is how much room do we have up top. Now, if you notice, if I stretch this out and I kind of take off this little circle, if you notice, okay, here and here you have a blue and a yellow line. The blue line is what's called a linear regression channel. It just gives me supply zones for different channels, the top being upper supply, the bottom being demand, right? Support, resistance. The yellow line is the 200-day moving average on a 1 hour time frame. So what I'm looking at here, if the first hour that the market opens up, we kind of push up higher and then wick back down, I'm not just going to jump long just right off the bat, because there's a reason why we got rejected. We came almost close into this supply zone here, these two supply zones, and then we pushed back down. What you're going to need to see is a break over this supply zone. So some people, the way they like to play it, they like to use a first entry. They're going to look at these two supply zones here. They're going to wait for price action to kind of break it on a 5-minute time frame, and then they're going to watch it either pull back or confirm that breakout and then get long. For example, if you were to just get long right on the break of the 200-day moving average, the price was sitting at 13,077 and it ran all the way up to a price of 13,118. So we are talking about almost a 30 to 40 point move on the NASDAQ futures. You would have made tremendous amounts of money. But if you kind of just look at what the next hour candle did, it pushed up to 13,148, and then it pushed up to 13,216, and then it pushed all the way up to 13,252. Obviously, this trade, you were never going to catch the whole move. If by any means you caught the entire move, kudos to you. I never try to catch the whole move. I just try to get in where I fit in, right? So the reason why I was thinking long on this is because if you kind of notice on this chart, if we were to break this, right? Let's imagine that all of these candles, they're not printed yet. So we don't know anything that's going on over here. But if you're looking at this chart, right, and even if you don't understand my concept and you don't understand my strategy because you're not a member of Evolution Traders, you don't understand the Evolution Trader process, even if you don't understand that, would you want to buy stocks with a line here, a line here, a support here, a support here? Would you want to go long or would you want to go short? I definitely am not going to go short from here to here. I'm not going to go short from here to here. I'm not going to go short from here to here. However, if we lose this 50 period moving average and we break price action, I will go short from here to here. Why? Because we have a huge gap. Okay. So if you kind of notice, I was going to sit out of any short positions unless we broke this 50 SMA, because it's in here that I want to capture my move. It's in there where there's no support. It's in there where I'm going to get a fast move down to the next demand zone. Okay. So if you notice the same thing to the top side, I'm not going to take this long break here because we have supply here, right? So I don't want to get stuck and I don't want to get trapped. For example, I don't want this to happen. Boom, come down like we did, bounce, and then lose. Again, so what I'm looking for when I'm trading futures, I'm looking for a lot of airspace, okay? I need big areas. When we get those big areas where we have no supply or no demand, those are the areas that I want to get into. So for example, if you're a type of person that wants to wait for some confirmation, what you would be looking at here is, if you know that this is a supply zone, what you're going to want to see is a break of that supply zone, put in a new high, and then you want the next candle to verify that new high. This would be your entry candle here, okay? This would be your entry candle here. This would have came at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Your entry price would have been 13,118. Just in this hour candle that precedes, we go all the way up to a price of 13,147. So from 13,118 to 13,148 is around 30 points. If you were to even trade 1 or 2 NQ contracts, your day would have been completely done. If you were to trade 3 or 4 MNQ contracts, which are the micros, your day would have been almost near done, right? If you would have sold a couple, took some profits, continue to let them ride, use break even as your stop, or continue every hour to kind of move your stop loss up into profit. The way I move my stop loss into profit is, if my entry is here, this hour candle closes here, what I'm going to then do is now move my stop loss up to this area here. Okay, so then when we tread up once again, my stop loss gets moved here. And then when we make a new high, my stop loss now becomes here. And when we make a new high, my stop loss becomes here. And on this candle here is when I would have gotten stopped out on my remaining running contracts. You could have fully captured a close to 200 point move on the NASDAQ futures. So again, if you are looking to trade futures and you don't quite understand how to do it, I will say this: you can make a ton of money. Two, you can also lose a ton of money, right? But I like it because it's very volatile. It's very liquid. You can get in and out of these positions. You can identify the setups the same way as if you were trading stocks or options. You can identify areas of opportunity where you can really capture a lot of dollars. Now, I also like trading futures due to the fact that you can utilize prop firms to kind of fund your trading, right? You don't need to sit there and load up 10, 15, 20,000. You can go through one of these companies that offers a valuation, prove to them that you can trade. If you've never been through an evaluation and you've never passed and become a funded trader, definitely work with us over at evolutiontraders.com. I've got a ton of content in there, show you guys all of my certificates. Right now I'm funded over 6 figures with 3 different prop firms. Again, if you want to know those prop firms, they're down in the description box below. But the last prop firm that I was funded with, I am funded $50,000 on that account. So that's just adding to my bottom line, right? I like to add to the bottom line. With that being said, this video is getting a little stretched. If you want to learn more, comment down below or join the Discord. That link is also down in the description box below. Shoot me a DM once you're in there. We can go over the whole process. I can give you guys some of my strategies, give you guys some of my entries and exits, or entries and exit pivots that you guys can follow along for yourself, and then kind of take those trades along with the rest of the community. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.